Hello everyone, wishing you all a very good time. I Harshit Dixit welcome you in Harshit Dixit coaching. Now we will start with the vectors part 1. We will study about the physical quantities. Physical quantities are those quantities which can be quantified in a certain amount and can be measured. These are of two categories. One is called as the scalar quantity and the other is called as the vector quantity. Now, scalar quantities are those quantities which have magnitude only. For example, mass, distance. How come we will take the example of distance a little bit later. Vector quantities are those quantities which have magnitude and direction and are called as vector quantities. Now let us see the difference between distance and displacement and the difference between scalar quantity and the vector quantity. Suppose you are at your home, this is your initial position and you want to reach your friend's house and this is your final destination. Now before going to your friend's house, you first went to the market, then you went to the gym, thereafter you went to buy some fruits or something, right? And thereafter you went to your friend's house. Now the total path traveled will be called as the distance, and this is a scalar quantity, whereas the displacement is a vector quantity which defines defined by the direction from initial position to final position. It will be shown by the arrow. The length of the arrow shows the amount of the displacement. So displacement we define as the shortest distance between the initial and the final point, and since it has a direction from initial to final position, therefore this is a vector quantity. This does not have a direction, therefore this is called as a scalar quantity. Let us take some examples. This question has come in NEET 1997. Identify the vector quantity among the following: A. Distance, B. Angular momentum, C. Heat, D. Energy. Here the answer option is angular momentum, because distance, as I have already told you, is a scalar quantity, but angular momentum is L is equal to I cross omega, right? So this is a vector quantity which has a direction and a plane parallel to and a plane which is having I and omega, right? Heat is given by mc delta t. This is a scalar quantity. Energy is a scalar quantity. Next, see the next question number 2. Which of the following is not a scalar quantity? Temperature is a scalar quantity, because if I say the room temperature is 25 degrees centigrade, then throughout the direction of the room it is 25 degrees centigrade uniform. Then coefficient of friction. Coefficient of friction is given by mu is equal to F upon R, where F is the friction force and R is the reaction force. Both have the unit of force, so they cancel out, and this is a unitless quantity, and this is also a scalar. Charge, we define the current by charge per unit time. Charge per unit time is given by is the current. Now current is a scalar quantity, time is a scalar quantity, therefore charge is also a scalar quantity. But impulse is a vector quantity, because impulse is defined as F into T, and force is a vector quantity, therefore impulse is a vector quantity. Now there are many other quantities which are classified into vector and scalar. As we progress into the subject, we will come to know which are the quantities that are vector and which are the quantities those are scalar. So as we will go forward, we will be able to categorize it. Let's see next questions. Let's do some more questions on the vectors. This is a question number 3, which is taken from NCERT. Which of the following statement is false regarding the vectors? So we need to find out which of the following statement is not applicable to vectors. The magnitude of the vector is always a scalar. Yes, the magnitude is always a scalar. This is correct. Now each component of the vector is always scalar. No, this is wrong, because suppose if a vector is there and then it can be divided into two components. Let us say this is angle theta, then we can divide this vector A into two components, A cos theta and A sin theta. And both these components are perpendicular to each other and they have the direction as well, right? So this statement is false. This will be the right answer. two vectors having different magnitude cannot have the resultant 0. No, this is also a vector obey triangle law of addition. Yes, they does obey, right? So the answer option goes with the B. Let's see the next question. Question number 4. Consider the quantities pressure, power, energy, impulse, gravitational potential, electric charge, temperature, acceleration. Out of these, the only vector quantities are, means in these options we have to find out that option which contains all the vector quantities. So let's see impulse. Impulse, as we have already seen that this is a vector quantity. Pressure, this is a scalar quantity. Pressure is a scalar quantity, and acceleration is a vector quantity. So in this there is one scalar quantity, so this cannot be the answer option. Impulse is a vector quantity, and acceleration is also a vector quantity. So this can be the answer. Let's see other also. Acceleration is a vector quantity. Gravitational potential is a scalar quantity. So this cannot be option. Impulse is a vector quantity, pressure is a scalar quantity, right? So this cannot be the answer option. Answer option goes by the B. So that's it in the lecture. I hope you might have understood. For further quantities that which are to know that which are the vector quantities and the scalar quantities, as we will move forward in the syllabus, we will come to know. So by this time you can make a table. And as we will move forward, then you can write it down which are the quantities coming under vector categories and which are the quantities coming under scalar categories. I hope the concept is clear. That's all in this lecture. Please like, share and subscribe this channel, and thank you one and all. After this you will see a list of some scalar quantities and vector quantities. Please take note of it. Thank you one and all. Thank you.